And it also shows.
Oh, they're actually going to show the game mode. No way. I didn't think they were going to do this.
The new weapon.
Yes. First of all, Wisp's signature primary weapon is incredible. So
Looks good,
I
dude.
got a pretty awesome looking,
Effects are great.
thunderous looking shotgun.
Nice,
I love
dude.
that.
Look at
But-
that.
How that looks.
If I switch it, you get a lightning.
Yo!
So you're basically
Oh my
switching
gosh, I need this
thunder
update
cannon
right now. This looks
to lightning.
awesome.
And it's awesome.
This looks awesome.
Yes!
If you've been looking for a great reason to get into Warframe, or maybe get back into Warframe if you took a break, the Jovian Concord, the newest update for Warframe, releasing later this week, looks amazing. Seriously, this is the best looking content since Fortuna, and I'm actually a little bit more excited about this new frame, the new weapons, the new mods, the new game mode. More excited for this than I was for Fortuna. So let's break down what is coming later this week and how you can get involved. So first of all, the Jovian Concord brings with it a before and after, a remastering of the gas city of Jupiter. This tile set, these lighting changes look fantastic. I'm gonna put some footage up here on the screen. You're gonna storm your way past gas harvesters and massive reactors to uncover clues to Alad V's Deal with the Devil and unlock new Captura scenes. I cannot wait to take some screenshots of my Warframes in this particular space. Speaking of Warframes, there is a new frame coming that looks fantastic, but we'll touch on that in just a second. A new enemy type, amalgams. I hope I'm saying that right. Deep within the walls of the gas city, the Corpus are making full use of sentient technology. You'll stand toe-to-toe against the amalgams, nightmarish Corpus and sentient hybrid beings. Is this a partnership or a parasitic conjuration? These things look pretty cool, and it's been a long time since we've had any new enemy types in Warframe, so I'm excited for this. Maybe mix up the sandbox a little bit. But hey, it's not just enough to have some new enemies, a refresh of the visual palette, brand new game mode, Disruption. Travel to Ganymede, Jupiter, and survive the all-new Endless Disruption mode. You're gonna collect keys from Fallen Amalgams, the new enemy type, to activate corresponding conduits. Then you're gonna protect those conduits from the demolists that will try to destroy them. Each conduit will trigger a random player boon, environmental hazard, or enemy buff. Test your strength against the amalgams to earn new weapons and brand new mods. So this new game mode, Disruption, it's a new endless game mode. I really like the idea that as you continue to each different conduit, it's going to bring with it a new player boom. I have no idea how the environmental hazards are going to play into things later on as it gets much more tough, but obviously the enemies are going to get stronger. You're going to be getting some augmented things that change the gameplay style up, so hopefully it remains fresh throughout the experience. Now here's the side note. This mode will be introduced with a clan operation. The node itself can only be played if you've completed the Natah quest. Obviously, if you're a brand new player, you're going to need to tackle that. For most of you experienced players, I'm sure you have Natah pretty easily wrapped up. I hope Disruption is a good game mode. The last real push for a new game mode came from Sanctuary Onslaught, which I would say kind of missed the mark with most of the community. I had a really good time with it for a few weeks, but ultimately a lack of good incentive and good rewards didn't keep the long-term players engaged past the initial month. So maybe Disruption, especially since it has some of these new weapons and new mods tied to them, will be a really good, fresh experience for Warframe players to try out when it comes out later this week. There is a new boss fight, and it looks really cool. The Ropalolist? I hope I'm saying that correct, but man, the model looks like a pterodactyl eidolon. It's wicked, dude. I cannot wait to see what this thing brings to the table. And here we go, the new Warframe Wisp. Float through the halls of the gas city as the unseen helping hand. Her light-based abilities provide support to allies, while her unique passive makes her invisible in the air. Defeat the Ropalolist to earn our 40th Warframe. So you're gonna have to take on this new boss if you want the Wisp, and I will be back once this is out next week, showing you how you can take on the boss, because I want this frame super duper bad. Her abilities, Reservoirs. Choose and summon a reservoir filled with motes that attach to and aid Wisp and her allies. Haste mote, the green one, grants increased movement and attack speed. Vitality mote, the red one, increases max health and heals over time. Shock mote, the blue one, stuns nearby enemies. Will of the Wisp, cast forward a spectral image of the Wisp to confuse and distract enemies. Reactivate to travel to its position, so it's kind of like a blink. Hold to have the image travel faster and teleport to its position on release. Pretty stinking cool. Breach Surge. Open a dimensional breach to overwhelm nearby enemies and cause them to release aggressive surge sparks when damaged. Nice little AoE one. Soul Gate. Open a portal to the sun to irradiate enemies with a devastating beam of pure solar plasma. In her passive phase, flowing between dimensions, Wisp becomes invisible to enemies while in the air. This frame sounds super cool with a lot of maybe supportive as well as AoE damage abilities. Plus the way it moves just looks freaking fantastic. New mods and cosmetics. Fulman, Wisp Gyoth helmet, and Soroka Kavat armor. Yeah, look at that armor for your Kavat. It's pretty sick right there. Couple new weapons for you. Comorex, the Corpus Ingenuity leverages sentient tech to create a high-capacity sniper of terrifying capability. The Comorex fires a bursting toxin round, zoom in to reduce the recoil, and zoom again to expand the burst radius and shot power with reduced rate of fire. A new pistol, the Cyanex. Same thing, Corpus designed to deliver a lethal sidearm. It's a fully automatic, it fires ricocheting, homing projectiles that release small clouds of gas upon impact. Alt fire to release the remaining clip in a single burst. And then we have the NYX Passia Thea collection. That's really hard to say. And it looks really sick from the screenshot that they provided. New mods. A lot of new mods and set bonuses. The Aero mod set, the Modus mod set, Proton mod set, and additional new mods. I'm gonna leave the link to this full update down below so I don't bore you just talking about all these new mods, but if you wanna read about them, some of these sound pretty stinking cool. So, the Jovian Concord coming to PC later this week. For you console players, it will be soon following after. With Warframe, it always comes down to the console certification for the patches, so it's generally that the consoles are just a little bit behind on the PC side of things. Also, the new Wisp weapon looks freaking fantastic. Lightning Bolt and shotgun combined into one. Also, if you haven't played Warframe in a while, Phase 1 of the new melee changes for 2019 have gone into effect, and they're really fun. It's worthwhile hopping in here. They've sped up the transition between you switching to your melee weapon and your main gun, and now, in fact, it's just almost immediate. Like, you can just pull out and start slashing, which I really, really like. New animations, new effects, and that is just Phase 1. They're going to continue updating melee throughout the year. TennoCon is coming up, which means we're probably going to see more information about Railjack, the next big expansion to be excited for within Warframe, as well as, DE going hard in the paint, trying to improve that new player experience sometime this year. Personally, I'm really excited for the Jovian Concord as a good reason to get back playing on the PC. I told you guys a few months ago I got pulled into the Nintendo Switch version of Warframe, and while that's been very fun to go through the journey again, I've left my PC Tenno sort of alone for the last couple of months, and now I'm getting back into it. Speaking of which, if you've never tried Warframe before and you're a viewer of this channel, I gotta encourage you to check it out. It is free to play. It's literally on every single platform, everyone, Xbox, PS4, Switch, and PC, and it has gotta be one of the best free-to-play games of all time. I think it's one of the best investment in looter shooters out there currently, and the amount of playtime you can get out of this game is just fantastic. I will warn you though, the new player experience within Warframe is really, really daunting, and it can be a tough go. So if you just download the game and try and play it for 4 or 5 hours, Warframe has become notorious for how badly it communicates things to the players during those initial 5 hours. It, in turn, scares a lot of new players away. So if you are interested, shameless self-promotion, I have a beginner's guide series here on the channel that I'm gonna link on screen now. It's really worth watching just the first few episodes, and it's built in a way that you can follow along as you play. It's not something that's going to spoil any of the adventure for you, but it will help you get a good understanding of what Warframe is, how you can start playing, and really succeed in the first 5 to 10 hours of gameplay to figure out what is Warframe, how it works, and how to have fun with the game. What do you guys think about the Jovian Concord and Warframe in general right now? Fortuna was a pretty rad update, but I don't think many of my friends who regularly play found themselves heading back to Orbalis all that often. It seems like with all the open world expansions, while they're cool, they don't really hit at the core for many Warframe players' daily rotations and weekly play sessions. Warframe's always got that identity crisis where it does a great job servicing sort of the mid to kind of hardcore players, but definitely not a great job with the hardcore veterans, and not a great job with the beginners. It feels like a lot of times their content targets that middle group. I hope Disruption offers the hardcore players something fun to sink their teeth into and isn't too bland just to appease a really wide player base, if that makes sense. Like, I love that new players can hop in and try things quickly. I don't think there should be massive grind walls for game modes, but Hopefully there's enough depth and long tail investment built into Disruption that it keeps players hooked. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoy Warframe on the channel, let me know by thumbing the video up. Subscribe for more, hit the alarm bell to know when the next video goes live, and follow me over on Twitter at BBKDRAGOON. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk with you again very soon.
I'll follow you.